Hey friends, it's Teresa, and I'm here with the last episode of what I track and why I track it in my Give Me Fives Wellness Tracker. So today I think we're going to create or tackle three of the things, the last things on the the last things in the tracker that I think are helpful. So the ones we're going to talk about in this video are service, what I can do better tomorrow, and mindfulness. So service is something that I would like to track when I'm doing all of this, because when you're trying to improve yourself, I think we get really inward focused. Um, we have our vision boards. We're thinking about what we want. We're tracking what we ate. We're tracking what we learned. We're tracking who we talk to. And I think sometimes you can get a little bit myopic looking at those things. So one of the things I like to track is, what have I done for somebody else today? And it doesn't have to be a huge thing. You could be, I let somebody go in front of me in the line at the grocery store, or I paid for the car behind me when I was picking up my Starbucks, or I sent a friend a text, or, but to just mindfully do at least one thing that is of service to someone else, I think is important. It's important to do it, and it's an important part of the picture as you're looking at how you're doing and how things are going, to track how you're doing in that area. So I think that's pretty self-explanatory. The what can I do better tomorrow? I think it's important as part of your nighttime routines, but just part of this whole process, to look at things at the end of the day as you're recording things, you're finalizing your recording for the day, to think about how you did. How did I do today? What can I do better tomorrow? Because this is a process. We're not ever going to be perfect at it all day, every day, or forever. And so I think it's important to be thoughtful and to record. How did I do? What can I do better tomorrow? And I think especially if you do that every day, then you set yourself up so that you have that intention. We're circling around back to the first one. You have that intention ready to go for the next day, because you've thought about what could I do better tomorrow. So I think that's important. Another thing that comes up a lot as we're going through processes like this is mindfulness. So mindfulness is something that I've really struggled to get my head around. First of all, I think just filling out a tracker or a journal of some sort starts bringing you to that mindfulness. And there are different levels of mindfulness. And like I said, it's something that's been kind of hard for me to wrap my head around. But there's just a place here to write, how mindful was I today? And that will mean something different for everybody. And what you write in there might be very different from what I write in there. But I think just getting us thinking about what we are doing and all these things that we are recording gets us to be more mindful. And maybe as part of your morning routine or your evening routine, or something that you do at your mealtime, to be thoughtful about this process and what you're going through and what you're doing. And one of the exercises that JP used to have me do with my food was he wanted me to don't buy my food already pre-chopped at the store, which sometimes I agree you need to do that just to be able to get yourself prepared and on the table. But he's like, and don't be watching things on your phone or listening to a podcast. Just be with just be there in the moment, chopping your vegetables, thinking about where those vegetables came from, how they got to be on your plate, the farmer that grew them, the trucker that took them to the store, the clerk that checked you out. Just to be mindful about things like where your food comes from is one way of being mindful. That also plays into the gratitude. I know I've tried a couple of gratitude practices where you think about, okay, so I'm grateful for the food I have today. And then you have to think about, well, how did I get that? I'm thankful for the job that provides for that food. I'm grateful for. And you can just really go down to that, all the way back to the person who harvested the seeds that planted the, the celery that you're eating now or whatever. So whatever that looks like for you, and it's going to be different for each of us. And so that's the last of the what I eat in a day, or well, not what I eat in a day, what I track and why I track it. If you have any questions about this tracker and how to help it be useful for you, I would be more than happy to have to sit down and talk with you about it. Reach out to me in the comments and I'll provide you with a way to get a hold of me. Thanks.